This is Stephanie Wills with my case study for EDL 851 Module 12, Teacher Reacts Negatively to Personnel Evaluation. First thing is to summarize the events. People involved: Miss Stevens, the classroom teacher, the principal, students, and teachers. The deadline was approaching for submitting teacher evaluations, so the principal was finishing up evaluations. The principal did an observation in Miss Stevens' classroom and observed students not engaging with the teacher or assignment. There were also concerns with classroom management as students were being loud and disrespectful. The principal had a post-conference with Miss Stevens and she was hostile to suggestions that her class was not engaging. She claimed it was not her fault and that there was no research to prove that student involvement correlated with student achievement. The principal visited Miss Stevens' classroom the following Monday and there was no change. The principal completed the evaluation form and noted all of his observations in Miss Stevens' classroom and recommended her contract not be renewed. The following afternoon, the principal and Miss Stevens met again. The principal shared the evaluation information with Miss Stevens and she became very angry, explaining that the principal had not offered her any ideas to change, nor had her supervisor. She also explained that she would fight this rating and take it to court if necessary. The first thing to look at is legal or ethical issues. Legal issues doesn't seem to be any legal issues unless tenure is involved, which it isn't here if it's in Kansas. Unclear if procedures were followed for the district evaluation process. It didn't really talk about any of those things. I did have some questions about ethical issues. I'm wondering if the teacher got the support that she needed. Did the principal conduct frequent walkthroughs and observations? Did the principal offer professional development? What kind of feedback was offered to Miss Stevens? And what were the principal's feelings towards the teacher? It seemed like they did not have a very good relationship. Then kind of looking more at the situation, the principal and Miss Stevens do not agree on the recommendation for non-renewal after several classroom observations. Mrs. Stevens is very upset and threatening a lawsuit against the school if she is let go. So it's the principal's responsibility to decide to continue with that recommendation for non-renewal or to change that recommendation. It's important to look at the facts before making those decisions that affect school improvement and student success. First, we need to look at the people, the stakeholders, those that are going to be affected. The principal, Miss Stevens, her students, other teachers, superintendent, and I did put executive director if I'm talking about Russell Child Development Center, because we have an executive director, and the school board. Places, it was unsure in the case study where the town was, but if we're talking about Russell Child Development Center, we work in 13 western counties, so it could have been any of those smaller towns. Unsure of the classroom with the case study, but if we're talking about Russell Child Development Center, it's Tiny K, Part C education, and doing visits in families' homes. Now, there are several things that we need to keep in mind when we're making the decision about how to proceed with Miss Stevens. First, the decision could impact student success and school culture in a positive or negative way depending upon the decision. Second, student well-being and success are of the most importance. We really need to focus on the students and how this can affect them positively or negatively. And third, the well-being of teachers and how that decision could affect them as well. And the fourth one to look at is the community. In a lot of smaller communities, teachers are very active in their community and they support the school through their teachers. So something like this happens, sometimes there may be strong or hurt feelings with the community members and the school, and that can really hurt that relationship. Next thing to do is think about our options that are available to the principal. So the first option would be change the evaluation answers to average and take no action. Allow Ms. Stevens to continue doing what she is doing in the classroom with no feedback or plan for improvement. Option 2 could be conduct another formal observation in Ms. Stevens' classroom and allow Ms. Stevens another opportunity to demonstrate her skills. Develop and implement a better improvement plan and post-evaluation process to offer better feedback and professional learning opportunities, and put Ms. Stevens on a plan of assistance if needed. Option 3, have another administrator or member of the school leadership team do an observation, Develop and implement a system of supervision that provides more opportunities for feedback and professional learning throughout the year and after the post-evaluation conference, and put Ms. Stevens on a plan of action if needed. And then option 4, continue with non-renewal recommendation and develop more opportunities for feedback and professional learning throughout the year and after the post-evaluation process to promote school improvement and student success. Now I need to really evaluate the options. First, option 1, take no action and allow Ms. Stevens to continue doing what she is doing in the classroom with no feedback or plan of improvement. What would the pros of this option be? We would not need to hire a new teacher. Ms. Stevens would not take any legal action. The cons for option 1 would be Ms. Stevens' attitude carries over to other teachers in the building, and one toxic attitude can really bring down a lot of other teachers as well. The student scores drop. Ms. Stevens doesn't get the professional learning that she needs to improve. Option 2, conduct another formal observation in Ms. Stevens' classroom and allow Ms. Stevens another opportunity to demonstrate her skills, develop and implement a better improvement plan and post-evaluation process to offer better feedback and professional learning opportunities, put Ms. Stevens on a plan of assistance if needed. Pros of this option: Ms. Stevens gets guidance and professional learning opportunities, better system of supervision is developed, and student outcomes and scores have potential to increase. The cons of this option would be staff may lose confidence in the principal with this decision, allowing the teacher to get bad reviews and then continue to be in the classroom, and Ms. Stevens may not improve. Option 3, have another administrator or member of the school leadership team do an observation. Develop more opportunities for feedback and professional learning throughout the year and after the post-evaluation conference, and put Ms. Stevens on a plan of assistance if needed. Pros of this option: opportunities to build better professional learning opportunities for school improvement and student success, opportunity for Ms. Stevens to build her capacity, observations from several different perspectives instead of just the principal. Cons: Ms. Stevens' attitude may not change and could be a toxic in the school culture. Ms. Stevens' classroom management and teaching do not improve, and students miss out on a year of learning. Option 4, continue with non-renewal recommendations and develop more opportunities for feedback and professional learning throughout the year and after the post-evaluation conference. Pros of this option: may get a new teacher that is better fit for the classroom and the school culture. Develop and implement a system of supervision that offers professional learning and opportunities for feedback, and student scores may increase. Cons: principal will need to find another teacher, and the decision may change the school climate. Other information to consider as we're making this decision. Has the teacher had bad evaluations before this year? What has been documented in her file? Is she on an improvement plan? None of this information was shared in the case study. Has she been given professional learning opportunities, and what were those opportunities? Did Ms. Stevens' supervisor do any evaluations or have documentation on her teaching? And how are the students in Ms. Stevens' classroom performing on assessments? This information was not in the case study. Now to think about what would be the best option for me as the principal or for this principal. Ultimately, it's the principal's responsibility to make sure that the students are getting the best opportunity to learn and succeed. It is also the principal's responsibility to make sure that there is a system of supervision and evaluation that gives teachers the adequate tools and resources to make this happen, and that they are being held accountable. It is unknown if Ms. Stevens has had bad evaluations in the past, or if she is already on a plan of assistance. So with the information I have, I'm assuming that this is her first bad evaluation. So moving forward with this information, I believe that the best option would be option 2, to do another observation with her, have another post-conference, if needed put her on a plan of assistance, and develop a better supervision and evaluation system. How am I going to implement this plan? First thing to be done will be to sit down with Ms. Stevens and explain that we will be doing another observation and post-observation meeting. At the post-observation meeting, a system of supervision will be implemented that gives specific professional learning strategies that will be documented, and Ms. Stevens may be put on a plan of assistance. Specific goals will be outlined and documented that will be met throughout the year. Classroom walkthroughs will be conducted early and often, along with monthly check-ins. Ms. Stevens' supervisor will also be a part of this conversation and and specific goals and strategies will be discussed to help with feedback and planning. The documented system of supervision and a plan of assistance will be shared with the school board and the superintendent. And my references. Here is my reflection. This assignment really made me think about what procedures and policies we have in place at Russell Child Development Center. It also really emphasized the importance of being transparent and honest on evaluation forms. It's hard to request non-renewal when a teacher has average or above average ratings on his or her evaluations and no concerns have ever been noted. I will definitely keep this in mind as I do my evaluations this year. It may be hard to have those conversations, but information has to be documented, good and bad. It is then my responsibility to guide that teacher in a positive way to build their capacity to be a better teacher. I would like to make sure that I have specific action plans on how that professional learning will take place. I also want to make sure that just observations are not the only thing that I use as I evaluate my teachers. Ultimately, as a principal, it is my responsibility to promote school improvement and student success. It is also my responsibility to make sure that teachers have the support they need to be successful. How they use that information is then on them, but I need to be able to offer it and then make sure that they're accountable. This class has really taught me a lot, and I am very thankful. It was a good semester. Thank you.